The fourth roster update of NBA 2K22 is coming out in just a couple of days. What I love to do every single time is I go into NBA 2K22 and I break down all the players that I think absolutely need an upgrade for the newest roster update. So I'm going to cover that right now. Before the video starts, be an OG, join the pack, and subscribe. That's essential for the video to grow, and leave a like as well. And let's get this video started. The first player I want to discuss is Seth Curry. Now, the thing about Seth Curry that has been huge for this team is his scoring lately. In the last 10 games, he's been averaging 18 points per game, which is the third leading scorer behind Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris. In a team that has lost Ben Simmons, it is essential to get as many scores as possible on this team to help them grow. And adding Seth Curry is a major key role in that. And especially because Tyrese Maxey has slowed down just a little bit since the start of the season. I think Seth Curry in no world doesn't deserve to be in the 80 overall club, and I stick to that very strongly. The next player absolutely is Jrue Holiday. Listen, I don't care what we have an opinion about. Facts are facts, and if someone is performing well, they deserve the rating for it, right? Jrue Holiday in the last 10 games has been the second best player on the Milwaukee Bucks, this reigning championship team, right? Jrue Holiday at the moment deserves the second highest rating on this team. Chris Middleton has not been performing as well as he usually does, and his field goal percentage has been atrocious. That all being said, it has to be Jrue Holiday as the second best player today. Now, things can change over the year, and I'm sure that the ratings, they'll change it if they have to. But I think Jrue Holiday at least minimum needs to be the second best player on this team rating wise, so at least be tied with Chris Middleton that is 85 overall at least, because that is what he's been doing. He deserves it for sure. For the Boston Celtics, I have Dennis Schroeder, because Dennis Schroeder has been the third best player on the team this year. People kind of forgot about this man because he's on different teams, like when he was on the Lakers, like he was on OKC. People kind of forgot about this man. He's an amazing basketball player, the best German in the NBA. Now, obviously, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are easily the two best players on this team. Al Horford does great things for the team. Robert Williams is fantastic. Freedom. And the team has been starting to do decent lately. Dennis Schroeder has been a massive part of that. He is, in my opinion, been the third best player, so I think he needs to be an 82 overall. I don't see a world where he isn't, right? The Grizzlies, absolutely. Jaren Jackson Jr. This is the fourth best team in the West, okay? Ja Morant has been injured with an ankle injury, from what I remember, a rolled ankle. And Jaren Jackson Jr. has been averaging 22 points per game in that time. And this team, look at this roster. Desmond Bane, Steven Adams, Dillon Brooks, Kyle Anderson, Brandon Clark, Tyus Jones. Like, there's not bad players on this team at all. But this team is not fourth in the West. And Jaren Jackson Jr. has been playing like that. Imagine when Ja comes back, the Grizzlies might be really damn good. Yeah, Jaren Jackson Jr. deserves at least an 84, at least, and probably more. Dude, the Hornets. This team is crazy because they've been attacked with COVID issues. A lot of players have been missing games, but they keep going. I'm really happy for this team. I want them to make the playoffs this year. I think they deserve it, right? I think LaMelo Ball's fun to watch. And, there's two players on this team that need to be talked about. First is Terry Rozier. He's been playing great since he's came back, and in the last 10 games, he hasn't stopped. He's been averaging 21 points per game in the last 10 games. Efficiently, by the way, without LaMelo Ball, and this team is still finding a way to at least be decent. It's insanity how he's playing as good as he is. Everybody said that this was a terrible signing by the Hornets and that they overpaid him. I think he is exactly who he thinks he is. He's great. But Kelly Oubre has been astounding. What the heck, man? In the last 10 games, he's been the leading scorer for the Hornets. Where was this with the Warriors? I mean, he did drop 2 50-point games with the Warriors, but what is going on with Kelly Oubre? It's so weird how he's sometimes amazing and sometimes bad. Now, I assume he's going to be up and down all year because LaMelo Ball's going to come back. But until then, he deserves full nods and should be the fourth highest rating player on this team. Yeah, the Utah Jazz, Donovan Mitchell. I think Rudy Gobert is awesome. I don't even have a problem with him being a 90 overall, but Donovan Mitchell has been player of the week. He's putting up 26 points per game, an extreme efficiency in the last 10 games, and this team's been winning. I mean, why are we confused about Donovan Mitchell? He's great. He is greatness. He's young. He's explosive. He can do everything, and he even at least tries on defense. Yeah. Immediate 90 overall. He deserves it 100%. One player that everybody and their mother forgot about, Brandon Ingram. Yeah, so Jonathan Antonis, who's been having a great season, to be honest, is an 86 overall, and I don't have a problem with that, right? But Brandon Ingram has been really, really good. Now, this is what he was doing before Zion came in. When Zion came into the team, he kind of slowed down, and then on the start of the season, he slowed down again. But now he's doing good again. So if he's going to continue to play like this, Brandon Ingram absolutely, and I mean absolutely, needs to be back into the best player on the team rating with an 86 overall, because that's how he's been playing the past 10 games. Now, I won't speak too much about this player because I don't know too much about him, and I also have not watched a single Rockets game this season. I won't lie to you. But Garrison Matthews has been amazing. So 16 points per game in the last 10 games with the Rockets, and playing really good minutes. I didn't even know who this guy was for a long time, but here he is on the Rockets playing amazing. Now again, this is a bad team. This always happens with really bad teams, is that random players start having really good stretches. Like OKC is a great example, right? But I will say that at the end of the day, if you're putting up the good numbers and you're playing well, you deserve to be upgraded, and he deserves to be upgraded to like a 76. I think so. For the Spurs, finally, Derek White is finally playing well. I've been waiting for this for months and months, maybe even a year and a half maybe, but Derek White's finally playing really, really well, and the Spurs are at least starting to play better, right? Now, when everyone comes back healthy, this team could finally maybe start playing really good, but until then, I'm just happy that Derek White's putting up the numbers efficiently that we know he can, which is huge for a Spurs fan. And finally, Jordan Poole. I'm tired of talking about him in every single video, but again, he is still the third leading scorer on the team with the best record in the NBA, and he's barely behind Wiggins in scoring, by the way, like barely, and he's a 79 overall. Fix your game, 2K. This is wrong. This is robbery. This needs to be changed immediately. That's everyone. What do you think about this newest roster update that's coming out? Who do you think is going to get updated? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like the channel, please give it a sub. I'll see you guys next time. If you want all the latest news of NBA 2K and also NBA in general, you should follow me on my Twitter account at PackHoopsYT. Not only that, I do giveaways all the time when it comes to VC, games, and also even consoles. So check it out, follow me, and see you there.